Hey guys, Tana Ashley here. Today I want to take you through a recipe for Taco Tuesday. What's up? And it's gonna be with spaghetti squash. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a spaghetti squash. Cut it in half. Make sure you clean it out, oil it up, place it face down on the pan, just like that. Then we're gonna pop it in the oven at 400 degrees. Stay tuned. And while that bakes, I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about meal prep. I do have to talk a little slow right now because if you followed my story, you know I was in the hospital the other week because of my lungs and my heart. So I'm still a little winded when I talk, very nasally, congested, all that great stuff. I'll put the story below if you didn't catch it. So I don't meal prep. I just don't really like leftover food, to be 100% honest with you. Sorry, I'm trying to breathe. It's terrible. So instead of meal prepping, what I do is I use my crock pot a lot. I use meals that are easily just thrown in the oven or on the stove. Lately I have cleaned up my diet. I've cut out some meat. I'll still have a little bit of meat here and there. But I did clean it up a little bit just to make sure I'm as healthy as possible, heal my lungs the best way that they could be healed, and all that great stuff. So, I hear a million excuses about meal prep though, which is why I wanted to talk about this. So, a lot of people will sit there and say, I don't have time to meal prep, I don't like leftover foods, that's my excuse. And they think that if they can't meal prep, then they can't be successful with a diet. And that's not true. One thing I actually do to make my life a little easier is I will plan out my meals ahead of time. So Sundays I usually sit down and I'll be like, okay, what do I want Monday and Tuesday? And I make sure it's gonna be something really, really yummy so that way I actually look forward to it. And I'll plan it, go get all my stuff from the grocery store, and that way I'm looking forward to the meal. Another great one is using the crock pot. A lot of people that are super busy, they're like, I don't have time to go home and cook at night. So crock pot is an amazing alternative. You can throw all your proteins, your veggies in there, your carbs, whatever you want. That's another great alternative. And for the people that still want to eat out, you can still eat out and actually eat clean. One of my favorite places to go is Zaba's, and when I go there, I'll usually do rice, black beans, and chicken with some sour cream and some hot sauce. And that's a very clean meal. I don't feel guilty when I eat it. Some people might get bloated from the rice, and if that's you, don't get rice. Get the black beans, get some bell pepper, onion, some chicken, whatever you want. But you can still eat out and eat clean. So there is no excuse to not be able to eat clean, be on a diet, whatever you want to call it. Working towards your fitness goals, man, this is such a struggle. I have to remember to breathe, sorry. So there's really no excuse to not reaching your fitness goals. It is all a mindset, so go do it. No excuses, get your crock pots, get your meals planned out. You don't have to prep them. Plan them out, get excited about them, find good recipes. I just came out with a 21-day recipe guide. So if you need help with recipes, go check it out. I will put the link below and that will be a big help to you. And I'm also gonna give you a few more tips when trying to clean up your diet. What is going on with my hair here? Jesus, just a mess, okay? I accept it, I'm a mess, I get it. So, when trying to clean up your diet, try to cut back on soda and soft drinks like that. Cut back on the alcohol, cut out the processed junk. And if you have to go to fast food, try to go for a chicken salad or something like that. Try to cut back on the processed carbs and all that nasty BS. So hopefully those tips are helpful to you, and now we're going back to the recipe. So next I went and took a half a cup of onion and bell pepper, and I'm just cooking them in some olive oil. So once those are nice and cooked up like that, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 can of black beans. So there's the black beans, and now I'm just gonna cover that and let it cook. You are waiting for some food, aren't you? So black beans and all that good stuff is done. Squash is done. So I went ahead and seasoned the spaghetti squash, black bean, bell pepper, and onion with Mrs. Dash. Now it's time to put that stuff in there. So I went ahead and stuffed those, threw some cheese on it, and I'm gonna pop it back in the oven just so the cheese will melt. So this is the finished product. I went ahead and topped it with avocado and cilantro. So yeah, time to go enjoy.